Mame fa say ma PENDREAM TV. PENDREAM TV there osia dem yopo.
But the moment you go in to arrest him, now MPP for say, oh, he's a member of parliament. He has parliamentary immunity. So you cannot arrest him out of the lot. And that is what the NPP are doing. And that is what they are using Paul Adom-Otchere any other idea to do. And they are trying to create a story or create an impression, say, the Chief Justice, Madam Torkonu, committed no crimes or has committed no crime in office. Now, Momiantia Paul Adom-Otchere for 2, 3, 4 minutes. Miria, I will show you where and how they are trying to lie to you. Madam Torkonu has committed a crime. And as the Chief Justice of Ghana, Obia or interpreti Emra should know, especially when cases like that to crumple about Semuda. When you know the law and when you know, say, some things are not supposed to be done, especially in your position. Now, let's listen to Paul Adom-Otchere. Now, the Obuba and say, I'm the so create idea. We say, oh, Omo who petition the womb, media me who the petition today. Say, Attorney General frame me. No, but I'm Kevin. Do you know what is in the petition? I have no evidence, so I cannot speak to the petition. Maybe Paul Adom-Otchere the who petition no, and I don't know. I don't think the president will show the petition to Paul Adom-Otchere, and I don't think the Council of State will show the petition to Paul Adom-Otchere. The people who are close to the Chief Justice are the NPP people. So if Paul Adom-Otchere is speaking on what is in the petition, then maybe it came from the Chief Justice who had a copy from the presidency. Because when the Chief Justice was taking the petition from the presidency, it was sealed. It is Paul Adom-Otchere are on TV trying to make it look like they have an idea of what the petitioners put in the petition. Then it means either the Chief Justice who received the petition from the president has leaked some of the information to Paul Adom-Otchere. But you know, from what I am seeing, the kind of things that Paul Adom-Otchere are trying to beat down are the things that are somehow more difficult for the Chief Justice to answer. Anytime I say, as I sit here, I have no knowledge about the petition. I am going to base this, my editorial, on what Paul Adom-Otchere actually spoke on, and he was letting us believe, say, those are the things he knows, say, what petition. So, what Paul Adom-Otchere has seen, or what has been leaked for him to see, me, I have not seen it. I am basing this editorial on what Paul Adom-Otchere is saying. Now, let's go listen to Paul Adom-Otchere. We are making sure DB.
Adom-Otchere starts with money, suspecting that Justice Torkonu has spent some money and she used some money to travel, and the money that she used to travel is not for her, it's for government and blah, 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 blah. Let's look at it. Okay. This is on the left is the allegation that Chief Justice misappropriated a sum of 261,000 Ghana cedis of public funds for private travel. Adom-Otchere further alleges that the CJ traveled with her spouse, that is her husband, and child with the aforementioned public funds, when her spouse and child are neither members of the judiciary nor work within the judicial service. So this is Adom-Otchere's first allegation. There are 3 categories of allegation: financial, court matters, and then another one. I'll show you all. Give me just 5 minutes. So this is the matter, that she has spent this amount of money traveling with her husband and her daughter. This is what we found. That the said travel package is provided for in paragraph A9 of the policy on foreign travels by the head of the judiciary and superior courts judges, approved in 2010 and reviewed in 2019, and it allows the CJ to bring along a spouse and another person of her choice on foreign travels. This has served 4 Chief Justices, to wit, Georgina Wood, Sophia Kufu, Justice Eni Yeboah, and Justice Torkonu, the present CJ. So where is Adom-Otchere coming from? Even we were able to find the policy on travel, and that's what we did. Once we saw the thing, I said, okay, let's get the today is what, Tuesday. We've been working on this since I think last Friday. So we said, let's get the is there not a policy for traveling? So we picked up the policy. It is clear in there. And in fact, in some of the instances we saw, Justice Torkonu, when she traveled, she came back and returned cash of nearly $9,000 to the judicial service. That I didn't spend all the money. This is the rest of the money. When I saw it, I was telling my people that, but this, my Lord, $9,000 you can issue to buy. Say that you bought books from London or something, buy something. And they said, well, that's how she is. She's like that. She came, she brought the money back. So because they raised this allegation, it has allowed people now to look at it, and everybody's finding out, oh, The last time Justice Torkonu traveled, we gave her some money. She brought back $9,000 that she didn't use it. This is the kind of person they want to impeach for corruption. So how many ministers, how many ministers travel with the impress and come back and go and give the money to the chief director that I didn't spend the money, finance manager, here's your money. No, people don't do that. I'm not saying they should do that. But I'm saying when you have somebody who has done that, this is not the person that you say is corrupt. You cannot say that is corrupt in the same breath of a person who takes money and returns the rest of the money. You cannot say that. But anyway, so this is the policy. And viewers, you can check, you can verify. Tomorrow, call the Judicial Secretary, journalists, everybody check. What is the travel policy at the judiciary? Check it, it's there. They'll give it to you. They gave it to us easy. They'll give it to you. It's a public document. It's not a secret. And the document says that it is, so it's in paragraph A9. So when you take the policy, don't go far. Just look at paragraph 9A9. Just look at paragraph A9. And that policy is on foreign travels. It's by the head of the judiciary. So this is a policy that came in 2010. It has existed and it was reviewed in 2019. Reviewed to add security, actually. It has existed for Justice Georgina Wood, Justice Sophia Kufu, Justice Eni Yeboah, and Justice Torkonu. And this is what they want to impeach her on. That she traveled with her husband and traveled with her daughter. And this is the money that Justice Torkonu returned, 9,000. This is 260 something. That's what they're talking about. Is that not what they're talking about? No, that was another one. Another 14,000. So they have two of her trips. This one and another one. The one that she returned the money. They don't say she returned the money. Maybe they don't know. Then Ofori doesn't know. I can understand. But this is what we found out. Anyway, let's go to the next one. It says, this is a very important one. Very, very, very important. Again, because Mr. Chikata is lawyer for Daniel Ofori, and Mr. Chikata is also lawyer for Jachikwesin, and the Attorney General told us in his press conference.
So at least you have an idea of what he's trying to do. Chief Justice Diana, I wanted to stick to. Into Tiena, all that he was trying to do on his show was that, let me clean the Chief Justice. Chief Justice has returned some money, so she has committed no crime. Oh, and because a board chair of Ghana Airport, no. Oh, there be an made the receipt back, and the man for receipt and you cannot call me a criminal. That's Paul's idea about somebody who cannot be called a criminal or somebody who has broken the law. Now, argument now making you say, what is the travel policy for the judiciary? Travel policy in any. You see what he did? He didn't actually break down or go into the travel policy. He didn't give you the specifics. Say travel policy there. Into travel policy for the judiciary, it's there. Travel policy for the presidency is there. Travel policy for the legislature is there. Travel policy for the executive. Now the question is, the travel policy, what is in the travel policy? And that is something that he did not do. You know the reason I didn't do? He didn't do it because when he goes into the travel policy and breaks it down, then you will know where Chief Justice committed a crime. But you see, they are very diabolic and sneaky and slimy to the point whereby they see every Ghanaian to be stupid. Is this because from what he is saying, he knows what is in the petition. Into Mikacho say, "Dear Onoka and then atra ocha, they no can every single thing he said was a lie. You know why? The reason why I'm saying it's a lie, no me prove actually. But there was something he was doing. He was trying to let it look like, say, Chief Justice Obumraso, but or correct it. Because we are Chief Justice. Now say what to kwai sikaka. Oh, Chief Justice to kwai o sikani bi kai no de bae. Enti untumi ka say Chief Justice there we Obumraso. But the question is, the travel nature of the travel no. Oko aya travel policy ma. What is the nature of the travel? What is the nature of the travel? Travel no. What kind of travel? Is it an official travel or is it a personal travel? That is where we find out to say Chief Justice deliberately will di boni and now on di boni. That is where we are talking about. Or that is what we are talking about. It is not about you telling me, say, travel policy for the judiciary. That is one. But the issue is when you go into the travel policy, there are natures of travel, right? Now, the travel now Chief Justice too, not official or personal. Now, when you go into the travel policy, what does it say about personal travel and official travel? There are two things there. What he tried to do is say, he vaguely told you, say, the Chief Justice traveled. Oh, his daughter and and she brought money. I don't care about the Chief Justice traveling. What I care about is the travel, no, the nature of travel. Did the travel fall beneath a official travel or personal travel? Now you need to understand, when it is official travel, the component in official travel different from the component in the personal travel. We are asking Chief Justice na kwano 2 na it all falls under travel policy. We get it. But was it an official travel? And what does the law say about official travel? And what does the law say about personal travel? It's not now Jimino or Jimmy Kofo, because the Juma man say, on me create impression be say obi time Chief Justice. Now Chief Justice in your bonnet. You see, inside the wagon, the heat is different. Now let's take our time and enter the travel policy, and then show you document of what the Chief Justice actually did. Now, before I go in, I will take my time and explain to you the travel policies, the official travel policy and the personal travel policy. In the travel policy, what is beneath it? The Chief Justice said, "Me too coin a official traveler, then also ye." And the Chief Justice said, "Me too coin a personal traveler, then also ye." Because say the distinction between the two are. Kwasi Ampeng de support Adom-Otchere betuma begina TV so akasa se mo adwin so no kure na o kan boa. We are killing Jandam. Now, before I go into the document, my mention there. Official travel, send the Chief Justice kase o tu kwan a. Emrane kire say e was say so kase oni ni kunu betu kwan a. This is under official travel. The Chief Justice kase oni ni kunu betu kwan okọ eye London. Eye official travel. Na so kase odini kunu be kan ho a. Now because odini kunu kan ho no a official travel no, say Chief Justice ne per diem £1,000 or 1,000 Ghana cedis a day. Ni kunu will take half of that per diem. The husband will be paid 500 Ghana cedis. Tie. Send the wahane as Chief Justice ko ye adwuma bi wo London. Na London no okọ no Ghana di munti no okọ. Enti official travel. Now say Chief Justice say okọ London na odini kunu kan ho akwa. The Chief Justice a day biano you bet you pay them $1,000. I will send you kunu your money kunu $500. That is what the travel policy for the judiciary says. Now, say Chief Justice yana adwene say obeko holidays personal traveler. Emrane kire our travel policy me say the only person she can go with is the bodyguard. That means the Constitution and the government only recognizes the Chief Justice and her bodyguard. So because the Constitution recognizes the Chief Justice and her bodyguard, it means the government will only pay for the Chief Justice and her bodyguard. In terms of these are two travels, and these two travels all falls under travel policy. But Paul Adom-Otchere also law school or born to one pass it, and he's diabolic or control. Into Hono, he created an impression to say the travel no or summing in app or lumping it together. And or the Ghana for say Chief Justice in Bonibia. May the American child say, I am not dealing with a petition. I am dealing with what I will tell you, say, a judicial audit, and none I may be dealing with. The petition have nothing about me, nimbibia about the petition. I've not seen a word in the petition, so I can't speak on the petition. But Paul Adom-Otchere so who petition, no, and he was trying to tell us, said they all petition, but I'm going to use the audit, the judicial audit service. Also, the judiciary, the judicial service, the secretary, every year they audit the judiciary. And the judicial service, things you do, the law itself will tell you, you are not supposed to do. And when they do the audit now, they will state it in there, say, so when this is a crime. The judiciary itself, the reason why they do the audit is say they know some judges can abuse the law. They know the judges, some of them can abuse power and it's audit. And it's the reason why they say they know say judges no say nipa they can be corrupted. Say judges no and so that is why the judiciary itself, the judicial service, they have a special audit for the judiciary, because Se sebio enya heaven aye pa kwa nke nyina nke mbompa ye anase ye mbo ye bra yi. And so almost the judicial office judicial service another almost auditing of judges travels near the idea. Then they also want to fish out judges who are trying to be corrupt, who are abusing the law, who are basically spending on us. We paying for expenses we are not supposed to pay. Do you understand? Don't get it twisted. Adom-Otchere was lying. He was lying. But you see, they want to create a picture to say a personal attack on Madam Torkonu. Madam Torkonu, who need that? I don't know her. I only work with the facts. Now let me show you something. Team, stay with me. So the Judicial Service actually had an audit on all the judges in Ghana, especially the Supreme Court judges. In fact, the Supreme Court judges. And in the audit, the judicial audit, some findings, they came to some conclusion. They got some they saw some abnormalities. They saw some illegalities. That's the word I'm looking for. Illegalities bebre. Now let's go into the audit of the judiciary. This document I'm going to put on the screen. So the Judicial Service they should release a statement and say this is a fake document. This is the legitimate document. Omwankasa ne publish here. Omwankasa our file so. Now look at this. You see this document? Document to a draft management letter. The Judicial Secretary, Judicial Services. And Tiosha April 24th. Now, draft management letter on the accounts of Judicial Service, that's JS, for the period January to December 2023. Into audits Judicial Services 2023 audit NE. This is a legitimate document. Me fancy ye be publish it. Ubi an kind na Judicial Secretary and say Kevin Taylor has published this. Is it a lie? Mr. P, Mr. S. Now, Shadie, when you read the first page of the audit, this is what they say. Introduction. Mami and Lajin said you can follow what I'm reading. I always try to do that because MPP4 especially. It's always good for you to see the oho. Now, when you read it, this is what it says. We have audited the accounts and other related records of the Judicial Service in accordance with Article 187, Clause 2 of the 1992 Constitution and Section 11, Subsection 1 of the Audit Service Act 2000, Act 584, for the period January to December 2023. Now, this is what it says. Point 2. The following observations and recommendations made during the audit had been discussed with the key personnel, and their responses, where appropriate, had been incorporated in this management letter. 3. We shall be grateful to receive your response within 30 days after receipt of this management letter as required by Section 29 of the Audit Service Act 2000, Act 584. Now, point 2, let me read and break it down. Senebeya, PZ for Mudi Matem, Sebio, Omumubi Omunko School, MPP Boom, some Yakwasi, Romabeti Winase. Where audit service for Adom-Otchere statement release and you say we have audited the accounts and other related records of the Judicial Services in accordance with Article 87, Clause 2 of the 1992 Constitution and Section 11, Subsection 1 of the Audit Service Act 2000 for the period January to December 2023. It says this: the following observations and recommendations made during the audit had been discussed with the key personnel, and their responses, where appropriate, had been incorporated in this management letter. Almost say, your audit. Now audit now my no. Aye sikasemu kunta inchechire mwehu bibia. Na sebio omoye audit ni nyina wie na ehwehwe sikasemu se ne yese sika se ne yenye sika ne ade nyina wie no. Oma ho ba mu. Oma mo kwa atwe wo mu no. Oma tro letter koma sankofo di nyina twen se omo de oma no yie ebeba. It means say omo audit ni wie no, judicial service audit ni wie no. They actually wrote to the people who were found to say they have done something against the acts and answer the clause and answer the article 187. If they had not committed any crime, saying bonibia contrary to article 187, those people wouldn't have been written to by the audit service or the judicial service to answer questions. The reason why some judges were written to for their responses to be heard by the judicial services audit service judicial services now audit now say judge bi antro a chese ohuni asem onya bone bibia ni wa ya e kire se e wo se e fro. But the moment audit ni wie na se ka Madam Torkonu ya tro letter bro yi nyoma bia no a, meaning there were some things you did that are against or contrary to article 187, meaning webumraso. Especially when you are the Chief Justice or a Supreme Court judge who should know right. Now, yanko enim e documenting him. When you go to the next page of the document, this is what you see. Yen reading boom. Let me enlarge it. Point 21 in this audit report. Disallowed expenditure. Remember the word disallowed expenditure. $30,000 and 252,338 Ghana cedis. Sa sikawe a disallowed expenditure, meaning Article 187 does not allow it, meaning you have committed a crime. Say audit near trust say some expenses are disallowed. It means it is not allowed. It means it goes against Article 187. Now let's read what the audit report This is what it says. Point 21. Regulation 78 of the Public Financial Management Regulations 2019 LI 2378 provides that a principal spending officer of a covered entity is personally responsible for ensuring, in respect of each payment of that covered entity, the validity, accuracy, and legality of the claim for the payment. 22. We observed during our review of the expenditure on foreign travels that, remember, the word is foreign travels. We observed during our review of the expenditure on foreign travels that the Honorable Lady Chief Justice traveled to Arusha, Tanzania with her spouse, Mr. Francis Kofi Torkonu, instead of her security for her annual leave from 2nd to the 10th September 2023. Almost some we are auditing. Who say the Chief Justice actually traveled, foreign travel. Sa foreign travel no na any official trip, na a holiday. The Chief Justice traveled to Tanzania, and the law says say a on one person a personal traveler, which is a traveler. I was saying only the bodyguard nebekono. She did not travel with her bodyguard. Instead, she traveled with her husband. Now, with this, it means the Chief Justice basically has flaunted the law, because when it comes to your personal holidays, you are supposed to, at the end of the day, go with your bodyguard. Now, if you don't go with your bodyguard and you go with your husband, that means you have to foot your husband's bills. You cannot drop your bodyguard and use government money to pay for your husband. The moment you drop your bodyguard on your vacation, it means if you decide to go with your husband has to pay for every single thing. His flight, his accommodation, his food, whatever he does. But what they found out in their investigations, the judicial audits, the Chief Justice traveled to Arusha, Tanzania, with her spouse, Mr. Francis Kofi Torkonu, instead of her security for her annual leave from 2nd to the 10th of September 2023. So one has been established. One crime has been established. She went on a holiday instead of her to go with her bodyguard to be paid for by the government, she dropped her bodyguard and went with her husband and forced the government to pay for her husband. That is one crime. All right. Now, 2.23. We also noted that the Honorable Lady Chief Justice embarked on another vacation. So the first vacation is gone, which she has already broken the law. The first vacation, she was supposed to take the bodyguard for the government to pay for the bodyguard's expenses. She dropped the bodyguard and put her husband in for the government to pay for her husband, which she knows is wrong. So that first crime has been committed. Now let's go again. This is not my document. This is the Judicial Service audit report na me kan 2023. We also noted the Honorable Lady Chief Justice embarked on another vacation, private foreign travel. Private foreign travel from 16th to the 25th of September 2023 with her daughter, Miss Sarah Amega Torkonu, instead of her security to the United States of America. She made another vacation trip. Instead of her to go with her security, one person, for the government to pay for her security, she didn't do that. She took along her daughter. And who paid for her daughter's expenses? The government of Ghana. Her daughter's first class, her daughter's business, her daughter's hotel, every single thing, this woman gave the invoice to Ghana government to pay. Second, she has committed 2 crimes. Remember, this is not a circuit court judge. This is not Kevin Taylor. This is not Kwansima. This is not somebody on the street. This is the creme de la creme. The woman who runs Ghana's judiciary. So don't underestimate the kind of her. So be a bonny first one, so it was an oversight. But to do it again, it wasn't an oversight, it was deliberate. Because Madam Torkonu no to one. So because we are board there, no be Madam Torkonu say, oh madam, I was too hungry. This one they forgive me. This is my first time, you know something. Temper there with their justice there. Oh madam, forgive me. This is my first time. The Madam Torkonu will be like, okay, we are forgiving you. Next week, says him say, you Madam Torkonu will tell them to jail. You jail that person because then you will tell the person this is deliberate. Now you get what I mean. Now I'm sure idea. Now let's go into the details. Now you see this document. Mami reading point 25 and show. This is in the audit report. What you guys were making Paul Adom-Otchere do no, and then I say case that my Chief Justice. I need to open this. It's not opening up. What's happening? All right. Now, point 25 in the audit report, it says this. The practice contravenes the policy in page 37. P1 and 2 section B. 1 and 2, personal travel by the Chief Justice. Personal travel. And this is travel policy. There's personal travel and there's official travel. There are 2 things. She took advantage of the personal travel. Now it goes on to say that the practice contravenes the policy in page 37, P1 and 2, section B, 1 and 2, personal travel by the Chief Justice of the policy on foreign travels by head of the Judiciary and Superior Court Justices 2019 of the Judicial Services, which stipulates that where the Chief Justice embarks on a personal or private foreign travel, he or she shall be accompanied by the security alone. Mamen kind biem. Emrano Judicial Services for no air audit review no. They stated Emra a said the Chief Justice here no we boom raso. Almost say, and I'll take it from the top. The practice contravenes the policy in page 37. That is P1 and 2 section B. That is 1 and 2 personal travel by the Chief Justice of the policy on foreign travels by head of the Judiciary and Superior Court Justices 2019 of the Judicial Service, which stipulates that, and I state, where the Chief Justice embarks on a personal or private foreign travel, he or she shall be accompanied by the security alone. The two travels I've mentioned, the two travels I've spoken about, they are all private travels. They are all her vacation travels. And the law says it clearly. When it is your personal travel, when it is your vacation, you need to go with only your bodyguard. And that if you decide to go with anybody else, they need to pay for their own expenses. The funny thing is, this woman drops the bodyguard and then brings her daughter along. The first one was her husband for Ghana to pay, and second time her daughter for Ghana to pay. Now, now read here. Go to point 26. I don't know what is in the Paul Adom-Otchere be kind the petition and it's na my medjuma akofa sa document we aba. I don't know what is in the petition. So don't say we are doing petition here. I'm responding to Paul Adom-Otchere also who the petition. Now when you read point 26, this is what it says. We further notice that Miss Sarah Amega Torkonu's air ticket, which is supposed to be a business class just as that of Honorable Lady Chief Justice, was rather the World Travel Plus business class, which resulted in an additional amount of 9,000 in her ticket cost. It is not about Madam Chief Justice coming back later to say take your 9,000. No, it is the intentions. It's her knowing, say, she is breaking the law. She had broken the law first with her husband. She decided to break the law again with her daughter. And this time, she even upgraded her daughter's travel tickets from regular, what we call business class. She moved it up to World Travel Plus business class. Are you now understanding what I'm saying? So Madam Torkonu has committed two serious crimes. It is and she returned 9,000. No, it is not about the return of 9,000. Nobody cares. She didn't even return the 9,000. What happened was that she deliberately committed a crime. She broke the law twice, not once, twice. Now, when you go to the table down there, let me read something to you. Name Miss Adam S.A. Torkonu. Country travel to United States of America. Per diem. Or did $10,000. Cost of air ticket 109,000 Ghana cedis. 1 billion old Ghana. Ni ticket no. Miss Adam S.A. Torkonu ticket Torkonu chama ne baniye. Sika Ghana ban tuama Madam Torkonu ba. Madam Torkonu, Chief Justice, she knows the law. Onimumrano, but Oma Ghana for ye sika. Emo Sama neba per diem of $10,000. The per diem is $10,000. Miss Adam S.A. Torkonu's daughter took per diem of $10,000. Ne ticket, 109,000 Ghana. Old Ghana no, 1 billion. Now, when you go to the next one, it is Mr. Francis Kofi Torkonu. He traveled to Tanzania with the wife, Madam Torkonu, at the Tanzania. Per diem, Yamani cruise $6,000 per diem. At the end of the day, Ghana spent $74,000 on the husband. Remember, the two trips they were supposed to pay for their own bills. The government was supposed to have nothing to do with the payment of these bills. So the intent alone, the intent was there to steal from us. The intent was there to commit a crime. Now, when you go down, you see something. Miss Sarah Amega Torkonu, onunkwan cost of air tickets, 109,000. Honorable Lady Chief Justice Gertrude Torkonu sunkwan ticket, 99,000. Difference of 9,500. And then Paul Adom-Otchere say, and the woman paid back the 9,500. It is not about the woman paying back the 9,500. It is the intent behind her actions. It is not about bringing 9,500. It is the crime that has been committed. It is the deliberate crime. It is the intent Because Ubetima Kachem said, first one now we are there. Why sorry? We a mistake. But you did another one and even upgraded your daughter's tickets. Meaning, deliberate. The intent was there. It is how you judge. Now tia konyum. Near the ademu assemble be two enim. Say nipano or your first one. Etiamra private trip. And Adom-Otchere was hiding behind travel policy. In the travel policy, there is official and unofficial. And then I want country. In the travel policy, there's something called official travel and unofficial travel. The official travel, you can go with your husband. The government will take care of your husband's bills because who koye juma. The unofficial travels, which is your personal trip, which is your vacation, the government can only pay for your bodyguard. But what this woman did was 2 times she traveled with her husband, paid per diem to the husband. At the end of the day, used Ghana money to pay ticket for the husband. And so she did the same thing again. Travel with her daughter, vacation. She paid for her daughter, gave her daughter per diem. The government bodyguard who was supposed to go with her, this woman dropped him. So it means the woman deliberately decided to do what she did. It is obituary petition. Now, catch that the Council of State and the President say this woman cannot be trusted. She has broken the law deep down and that she needs to be kicked out. Has the person done anything wrong? I am saying I don't know anything about the petition. I am speaking based on what Paul Adom-Otchere put on his screen. So she's executing what's in her head. Ukojina Kota, it is not about the referee about. They accuse you of something now. And it's your bitum say, whoa, minyawa mekun, the intent keke etuma uko jail. So be catch say, train na obehu, and no krano etuma uko jail. Mumusa Madam Torkonu. Na obiaya baako. Now wasaya another one. It means the woman, she decided to execute her intent. It is the intention. And does it go against the law? Yes. And does she know? Yes. You know why I say she knows? The reason why I tell you Madam Torkonu knows, say, this was the same woman, Rebecca Kufuado, and Samira Baumia, edge illegal salary. And you're not a case in this. She knows that when you take illegal salary, you need to be brought to court and sanctions needs to be applied. So if she has done something illegally, she has taken illegal money to pay for her husband's trip, private trip, then she knows that sanctions should follow.
Debbie Kama, Mamena PENDREAM TV. Now, so far so good. Say open online portal le Ghana. Nipa share, nipa follow, nipa comment here. To my best of knowledge, without any biases, PENDREAM TV.